Hello and welcome to the Porsche Passion School. While I may take the majority of my photos with professional DSLR equipment, throughout this series, we'll be taking a look at a few key principles and concepts to help you create stunning images of your Porsche, whether you're on the go or exploring the open road. In this segment, we'll be looking at shooting with your cell phone. Though each phone may be different in its features, operations, or settings, here we'll look at a few key concepts to keep in mind when shooting on your phone. The first is to lock your exposure and focus for consistent images. You can do this by tapping and holding your focus point until your auto exposure autofocus lock appears. This allows you to fine-tune your exposure and ensure pin-sharp focus on your Porsche. The next is to keep your horizon level, which is a general rule of thumb for still photos. But keep in mind there are exceptions to every rule. When it comes to a stunning photograph, it's all about location. Here are some things to consider once you've selected the perfect spot for your Porsche. You want your Porsche and the environment to work together to capture the essence of the location. Shoot both wide and tight angles of the car to capture both the car and the location. Typically, head-on shots, direct side or rear, and three-quarter front and rear angles are the best starting points. The next is try shooting from more exaggerated heights. Shoot low for vehicle presence, or shoot high to capture more details of your Porsche. And always remember to work with the available light, which we'll discuss next. Natural lighting can be used in various ways. The first is direct light. Direct light illuminates your entire Porsche, allowing you to capture the greatest overall detail. Cross-lighting can accent certain areas or curves of your Porsche by positioning your car at an angle to the light source. Backlighting can create stunning bright or silhouetted photos, but often requires you to manually adjust the exposure to take advantage. And critically, make sure your Porsche is free from any shadows on the bodywork for a clean look. Find light pockets within shadowed areas to capture certain aspects of your Porsche, including the emblem, wheels, or front grille, and manually reduce the exposure to darken surrounding shadows. And you can play with lens flares by shooting directly into or at an angle to your light source, moving the camera around to position the lens flare around your Porsche. On ultra bright days, manually reduce your exposure to capture your highlight details and make your photos pop in editing. Your phone is a powerful tool and already contains a number of built-in parameters to create dynamic, high-resolution shots. But let's look at the foundations that make a good phone edit, whatever you choose to use. The first step is to start with global edits that affect the entire photo, including brightness, shadows and highlights, contrast, white balance, and tint. You can also play with those adjustments to create a hyper-realistic effect, including pushing your white balance to yellow on warm, sunny days, or blue on cold, dreary days. Use your clarity or detail adjustment to give your photos a little extra punch. If you're shooting multiple photos within a set, make sure during editing to apply similar presets and adjustments throughout those photos for a more uniform appearance. Once you've completed all your edits, crop your image using the rule of thirds or center-weighted composition rule, and your edit's complete. Thank you for joining us on this episode of Porsche Passion School, and happy shooting.